All right, Chris, I just wanted to make this video. I've been meaning to do this for a couple months now, to go over this final score soccer game that was done by Lamborn Games. And I'm going to just go over the components, show you kind of the score sheet here. They call it the control sheet, and generating ratings for each of the individual game, how that works, and then kind of walk through the individual, just an individual sequence or two, so you get an idea what the game looks like. I've really enjoyed this game. Sorry that you're like hearing my voice and not seeing me. I just don't know how to do film and then flip it without doing multiple videos. So I've really enjoyed this game. I think it's highly underrated for a quick play game. It's, you can play a game in 15-20 minutes, but I think there's a lot of depth to it. I'm gonna go over the components first, and then I'll probably do another video where I show how you generate the ratings, and then go ahead and do a couple sequences. So first off, what I've got here set up is just a match from the 2011-2012 season where City won on the last day over United. That's the whole Aguero goal. So these are the team cards. So what you see, it comes with like a starting lineup, and then the reserves. I've just filled out the starting lineup as is, instead of doing any type of as played thing. So what you're going to see here in the middle is you've got the keeper, and then you'll have 3 defenders, and then you've got 4 midfielders and 3 strikers. So it's kind of set up in like a 3-4-3, but that is just for matchup purposes. When you see here on the card, you can see how it has the positions D1 through D3, DM2, DM2, or DM1, DM2, AM1, AM2, and then S1, S2, S3. You'll see when you go through the sequence, this is more about the matchups that the FACs call for. They're actually in a 4-3-3 formation is what they would use, and that's on the 4-3-3 is going to be the formation that's used off the formation chart if that gets referred to. But that it's just important to note that the positions that they're filling out, it has to do with who they're matched up with on the FACs when individual matchups are called for. So you've got your starters. The keeper rating here, 31-41. I'll explain that. But bottom line is there are some goals that then can be taken away. So a keeper could have a rating that's basically nothing, which means they don't take away any goals, all the way up to a range that could be as high as 14. So this is out of a random number from 1 to 50. So basically, if the goal happens, you're going to get a random number, and Joe Hart's in the goal. 31-41 is going to change the result, and there's an alternative result. So like he probably is going to deflect it over the bar for a corner or something like that. And then for each of the position outfield players, you see this rating here. The rating to the left is their shooting rating. The rating to the right is their header rating. And that comes into play depending on whether the shot that's being taken is a shot with the foot or with the head. The P's here, those are denoting the penalty, guys who take the penalties. The P, this is the primary penalty taker, and the parentheses is the alternative, didn't take as many. So you can kind of see Aguero is a 3 for the shot, 2 for a header. He's got the best ratings there, and that makes sense. Then the reserves, same ratings down here. You'll see their positions over here. These are the team ratings, okay? So these are transposed whether they're playing at home or they're playing away. And the game has individual ratings for home and away when it comes to these team ratings, which I like. So they're home, so these have been transposed here under the team roles. And basically these are going to be numbers that you get for an individual matchup. The D, you'll understand that later, but all that means is that if they win the matchup, there's not a counterattack possible. They have shut the opposer attack down, but there's not going to be a counterattack. Down here, you'll see some ratings that are set for away and for home. So for City at home, their attack rating is A and defensive rating is A, and that's the best. It goes all the way down to H, I believe, is the worst. You can see over here, United at home is an A on the attack, B on the defense. They were C. In this game, they're going to be a C on the attack and an A for defense. Now, these ratings actually are coming into play up here. These numbers come from those ratings, so it's not like you're going to reference the C or the A, other than when it comes to a counterattack result. So you'll see that later. The DIS, that's the discipline rating. So this will determine cards for individual players that are not coming from referee results. The referee results that will give cards. These are the penalty ratings for, or I'm sorry, the card ratings, yellow cards, red cards. So for City, like on a random number of 1 to 5, one of their players is going to get a card. For United, 47 to 50, one of their players will get a card. A 6 to 46, nothing happens. And you'll see that later when we work through a sequence. And then the last thing is the formation. They play a 4-3-3, and United's a 4-4-2. And I will show you on the formation chart what that means, so you can kind of get an idea of that. So this is the formation chart, formation table. And so you generate, you roll the dice, and you'll generate a number for a matchup based on the formation. So I've analyzed these formation charts. It's kind of cool because one formation is not necessarily better than the other in terms of expected value. But what you'll see is like one might give you more steady results, meaning more 3s and 4s. Where another one might give you more extreme results, more likely to win, but also more likely to give up an attack. So those, I think it's kind of a cool way to do that. And then there's these shorthanded tables. You definitely feel it when you're shorthanded. Here, you can see how low these numbers are. There's also an option to go all-out attack or blanket defense as you're near the end of a game, if need be. So, so that is the formation table. This is the referee chart. You can kind of see this will come into play. There's a referee action chart and an injury card. These are the rules. Just about 10, 11 pages of rules there. Okay. All right. What we have here are the attack cards. So these are when an attack is generated. You see the 2-1 attack, 3-1 attack, etc. That is the attack is used depending on how the matchup was won. So let's say that Aguero gets matched up with Patrice Evra, and he wins the matchup. We haven't got to player ratings yet, but let's say he was a 5 and Evra was a 2. And there's no modification, so it was a 5-2 win for City. You're going to go to the 5-2 attack, and it'd use 5-2, and you're going to start here because he's a striker. And so I like how it has these descriptions. So you'll see here, high clearance, cleverly flicked on by the head to A1, and you'll see A1 comes from the FAC, so you know who it was that flicked it on, and then you're going to move on into figuring out like what happens with this attack. One of the things I really like about this game is that the better the attack, like a 2-1 attack does not generate a lot of shot opportunities compared to, say, a 6-1 attack, or like even like a 4-3 attack would be fewer opportunities than, say, a 6-1 attack. 6-1 attack, basically, you're going to get a shot or something good happen other than on the 11 roll or the 5 roll, where you're getting offside or just a tackle. So those are the attack cards. If you generate a shot with the attack cards, it tells you, like it'll tell you here, like H13. So this was a chip to S, and S comes off the FAC, you know who's shooting. And you're going to use the H13 card, which these are the shot cards then. So this is a header near the post, and you would go ahead and get your result off here. So those are the shot cards. These are individual cards for corners, free kicks. Free kick S means a direct free kick. Free kick no is a indirect free kick. Penalty, this is the penalty if there's a penalty shot, and then there's some rare card stuff that comes off. Those pop up. So those are the components. In the next video, I'm going to kind of walk through generating the player ratings and and walk through a couple sequences.